Aloha! Welcome to our 20-minute Root Chakra prenatal yoga class. My name is Monica McKenzie. For this class, you will need 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can find block-like household items such as books to use in their place. You'll also need a blanket and a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, you can find 2 to 4 firm pillows to stack up on top of each other. Just make sure the pillows aren't too squishy so that they can support your weight and give you some lift. Let's begin in a wide-legged, supported child's pose. Bring your bolster the long ways onto your mat. Come onto your knees, separate them wide, and then let your hips rest onto your heels. You can bring a blanket on top of your bolster, or bring your bolster on top of your blocks for additional height to create space for your growing belly. Let your head rest on your bolster, and flip your palms down for grounding. As you shift your awareness onto your mat, begin to notice your breath. Sense how your belly creates space on your inhales and allows you to release on your exhales. If you were watching the news earlier or you've been feeling particularly stressed during this pandemic, let all of those stresses and fears empty out through your breath. Our root chakra regulates our sense of safety, security, and that our basic needs are met. During this time, it may feel like all of those things are out of balance. And so hopefully by the end of this practice, we will feel more grounded and stable in our bodies. Take another inhale and another exhale. And then slowly begin to rise up out of your child's pose and come on to your hands and knees. Shift your bolster off of your mat and bring your shoulders right on top of your wrists and your hips right on top of your knees. You can pad the knees with a blanket for additional support. On an inhale, send your belly low, your shoulders and tailbone up towards the sky, and lift your chin. On your exhale, drop your head down, press through your palms and round your back. Inhale, belly descends, chin lifts. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale like a wave. Exhale, press through your palms and drop your head. Move with your breath at your own speed, finding a nice, smooth rhythm for your practice. And feel your breath as it moves in through the nose and all the way down to the base of your spine, and then back up and out of your body. Moving between cat and cow not only helps to warm up the spine, but can also offer expecting mamas a sense of relief from back pain by shifting the baby's weight away from the spine. Take another couple rounds of cat and cow. Then come back to a nice neutral spine. Tuck your toes under, lift your sits bones up and back, and come into a wide-legged downward facing dog. Take a few moments to bend into your knees, to move your head from side to side. Just sort of wiggle and fidget. Then put a nice deep bend into the knees. And as you exhale, walk your feet towards the top of your mat. Keep your legs a nice wide, stable distance. Bring your fingertips to the earth. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward, and exhale, melt your chest down. You can keep a bend into the knees as much as you need as you inhale and lengthen the heart forward, and exhale and release the head back down. If you're in your third trimester, carrying multiples, or just don't feel like there's enough space for your belly, bring your hands to blocks. Inhale, lengthen the heart forward, and exhale, just melt down as much as it feels comfortable to do so. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, melt. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, melt back down. Put a bend into the knees, press through the feet. Inhale, rise to stand, sweeping the arms overhead. And exhale, draw the hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Bend the knees. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the earth or blocks. Inhale, lengthen the heart forward. Exhale, melt the chest back down. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to prayer in front of the heart. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, lift halfway up. And exhale, melt the chest back down. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. And exhale, hands to prayer in front of the heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, find a half lift. Exhale, melt. Inhale, rise back up to stand. And exhale, hands to prayer in front of the heart. Move your blocks off of your mat and readjust your pregnancy boobies if you need to. Then find a wide-legged stance, bend your knees, sit your hips back, and find Utkatasana or chair pose. Look down just slightly and make sure you can see your toes, and if you can't, shift your weight back just a little bit. Take your feet as wide as you need to feel stable and supported. And if you're feeling extra wobbly today, feel free to do this against a wall. Feel free to do any of the poses against the wall. On your next exhale, straighten the legs and draw your hands to center. Step your right foot to the top of your mat and your left foot back behind you at about a 45-degree angle. Bend into your right knee. Turn your chest and hips out towards the side and reach your arms wide and away from each other. Keep a shorter distance between your feet if you're feeling wobbly. And if you'd like, I invite you to support your belly with your left hand and to connect with your baby. Find a strong gaze over your right fingertips and feel both of your legs working equally to support you and connect you back to the earth. Turn your right palm up towards the sky. Without changing your lower body, reach your right arm up and then slightly back as you find reverse warrior. Continue to connect and support your belly. And then begin to straighten your right leg. Draw your hips back, extend your right arm forward, and release your right hand either to a block or to your ankle. Open your heart up towards the sky. And if it feels okay, you can float your left arm up towards the sky as well, maybe taking the gaze with you. Keep at least a micro bend into your right knee so you're not locking the knee out. Then try to soften the face and connect back to that nice smooth breath. Start to rebend your right knee and rise up to a stand. Heel toe the feet slightly together, then turn your toes out and your heels in. Sit the hips down low and find your goddess stance. Make sure the knees aren't turned inwards towards each other by gently pressing the outer thighs out towards your pinky toes. Try to soften the face, even if you're feeling something in the thighs. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms up and overhead. Turn your left toes forward and your right toes at a 45-degree angle to find your warrior two stance to the other side. Again, you can bring your right hand to the low belly to support your baby. And take a fierce but soft gaze over your left fingertips. Try to soften the shoulders. Then flip your left palm up towards the sky and find reverse warrior without changing the legs. Begin to straighten through your left leg, draw your hips back, and release your left hand to your ankle or to a block. Rotate the heart up towards the sky. And if you extended your left hand on the other side, extend your right arm up towards the sky here. Gentle reminder to keep a micro bend into that left knee. Then inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Turn your heels in, toes out, and find your goddess stance again. You can always do this against a wall. Or if you're feeling pretty grounded, you can close the eyes and draw your hands to your belly. Inhale. Exhale. Start to straighten the legs. Reach the arms up and overhead. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands back down. Figure out what you're going to do next because you don't know. Just kidding. Shorten your wide-legged stance. Do a little plie, fix your hair, sweep your arms up and overhead, and then find a yogi squat in malasana by sitting the hips all the way down in between your heels. If your baby is breech position and you are 30 weeks or more, do not do this pose. For additional support, you may stack blocks, 1, 2, as many as you'd like underneath the sits bones. Additionally, if your heels do not find the floor, roll a blanket up and place it underneath your heels to connect your feet to the earth. Lengthen the crown of your head up towards the sky as you root the base of your spine down towards the earth. Find a sense of peace within this pose. Then place your hands down onto the earth. If you're on blocks, move them off towards the side and come back to hands and knees for 3 rounds of cat and cow, just to reset the spine. Inhale, send the belly low. Exhale, arch the back. Inhale, belly low. And exhale, arching the back. Make your way to a seat. Itch your nose a little bit. And then come on to your back. Yogi mamas in the mid to late 2nd and 3rd trimester, first come onto your side and then roll onto your back. Bend your knees and bring your feet hips distance apart. Then press through the feet, lift the hips, and bring your block underneath your sacrum. Relax your arms down by your sides. Feel the shoulders melting down into the earth. Soften the space between your eyebrows. And feel that grounding downward energy come over your whole entire body. There is a physical sense of support and stability within this pose. The support can be translated to the mind's eye and off of the mat. Surrender to this feeling as you go deeper into the breath. If you're in your first or second trimester and you're comfortable floating the legs up, you can reach the feet up towards the sky. Mama's in your third trimester. Press your feet into the earth, lift your hips up just enough to slide the block out from underneath you, and roll onto your side. Then gently come all the way up to a seat. Find a wall and bring your bolster with you. Then place your bolster up against the base of the wall and come to lie on your side right next to the bolster. Then from here, roll up onto the bolster so that your hips are lifted. There's really no sexy way to get into this posture, so do what you need to do in order to get your hips lifted, your legs up the wall, and your body relaxed. Moms, in your first trimester, you can join us with legs up the wall without a bolster. But mommies, in your second and third trimester, it's really important to have the hips elevated at least 20 degrees to take pressure off the vena cava vein. Continue to surrender in this posture for another minute or so. Reawaken the body with another inhale. And as you exhale, begin to bend the knees and slide the feet down the wall. And press the feet into the wall, lift the hips, slide the bolster out from underneath you, and roll over onto your side. And very gently and easily begin to press yourself up to a seat. Yogis in their first trimester can come to lie down in a comfortable Shavasana on your back. Yogis in second and third trimester, you'll come to lie on your side in Shavasana. To make yourself more comfortable, you might fold the blanket under your head and even place a bolster or pillows between your knees. And close the eyes. Start to settle into the stillness of Shavasana. Feel free to stay here for as long as you'd like. If you're ready to come out of your Shavasana, begin by inviting small movements back into the body just to reawaken slowly. And easily and gently begin to move out of your Shavasana and up to a comfortable seat. Come to a nice cross-legged position, close the eyes, bring the palms down onto your knees, and feel the effects of a grounding practice. Draw your hands onto your belly and thank your baby for joining you in practice today. And bring your hands to heart center. May you and your baby know health and happiness. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.